Hello, my name is Mr. Smith. I'm the band director at Maplewood Middle School, and I'm also a saxophonist, and I'm going to talk with you today about maintenance of the saxophone, and I'm also going to teach you a little bit about cleaning the instrument so that it stays in good working condition. I want you to imagine that we have just finished playing. Maybe we were in band that day, and we just got finished playing. A lot of times you don't have a lot of time to totally clean the instrument, but you do have enough time to make sure that it's in proper condition. The first thing is you need to be very careful on how you take apart your instrument. You take off the reed first. And one thing that I would do is, once I take off my reed, I would wipe it dry, because you don't want to put a wet reed in a case. So we wipe it dry. The next thing we do after that is we take off our mouthpiece. And again, I would suggest that you keep your neck strap on to hold this as a safety precaution. But I don't have one on right now, but if I were a middle school student, I would make sure I keep my neck strap on. The next thing I do is I want to make sure I wipe off my mouthpiece, because we don't want the mouthpiece to be wet either. So we put those things away, and now we're left with the neck. And when we do the neck, there's a couple things that people often use. One thing is you'll see people have a cattail like this, and it's a furry looking thing. There's like a little brush, and it's bendable so that it can adjust, and you can run it through the neck. If that's what you have, you can use that one. If not, another thing that folks have, and I really prefer this one, is the anchor cloth. Okay, I call it that because at the bottom is an anchor that weighs it down, and at the top is a cloth. And we drop it down until that anchor pops out. Once the anchor pops out, we just pull it through. And you do that 1 to 2 times, and your neck should be pretty clean and pretty dry. After we do that, you then put your neck up, and then we move on to the next step. The next step is the anchor cloth. That's for the body. And you can see this one's a lot bigger and a lot longer. It also has an anchor weight that holds it down. So what you do is you run it from the top and you let it drop. And you just let it drop till it keeps going down. Now what you'll have to do is you'll have to tip it over so it pops out. Once it pops out, push this down. Until it comes out. And again, it's very important. You should always keep that neck strap on so that you don't damage your instrument. And it comes right out. I would do that 1 to 2 times, and then the inside of your horn is going to be nice and dry and nice and clean. Now, if we were at home and we were practicing, one thing I would suggest for you to do is to maybe take just a little bit of soap, like this, or a little Lysol, and spray it, and then run it through a little warm water with your, I call it the Christmas tree brush. And this brush right here is shaped like a Christmas tree, but it's really like a drill. It drills through all that dirt and all that grime and really gets your mouthpiece nice and clean. After you do that, I'd rinse it off again, and then I'd simply dry it just like we did at the beginning of this session. And that takes a little bit longer. You can't do that in band class, but you could do that at home. And especially around cold and flu season, if you're sick, or maybe if your saxophone neighbors next to you are sick, you want to make sure you keep these things clean so that you're not recycling the germs over and over and over again and staying sick. So that's pretty much it. That's it in a nutshell. There's a few more things that we'll talk about in a later video, but for right now, you've got a clean, well-maintenance horn that's ready to play and ready to be used for years to come. My name is Mr. Smith, and I hope this was helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye.